What's up, everyone? Welcome to Brains and Brews live here on Horror Fiend TV. This is going to be kind of a fun one because this is one that you might have just seen on the comic book horror show, but it has zombies. So, this is, I guess, a Brains and Brews then comic book horror show crossover. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. Absolutely. It's
I
a
mean, so
comic book horror story.
That is what we're going to be discussing tonight. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time, the first thing we actually do is introduce you to a new brew. Rick, I went first last time, so I'll let you go first on this one. So yes, we introduce a brew, test it out while we discuss. In this case, it's going to be the series, and at the end of it, we're going to rate by a six-pack how good the beer is. So what you got for tonight, Ricky?
Well, this time I went and got something a little different, only because at the time, honestly, the store didn't have a much of a option for what I was looking for. But what I picked up is from the Evil Twin Brewing Company, New York City. This is called our most popular IPA, which is a 6.0 ABV. It's a really plain, nothing, no fancy like artwork or nothing like that. But I never had it before, and it's a pint. I wanted to try it, and I found it quite interesting. There was another one of these, but it was called our second most popular IPA, which was even stronger than this one. But I got to start with the most popular first. So I already pre-poured it because I'm terrible at that. But this is it's double dry citra hops. This is how it's advertised. I don't know anything about it, but it's pretty not too dark. It got a nice little amber color to it. So let's give this one a swirl. My first time having this one. Again, it's from the Evil Twin Brewing Company, New York City. So let's take one first sip. Hopefully it's a good one, brother. Salud.
Salute.
Holy shit. This has probably the most unique flavor I've ever had for an IPA. It doesn't taste like a traditional IPA. Hold on, 1 second. Wow, it's definitely got something. I need to sit with this. I need to let it percolate a bit. But I don't know if I like it or I do like it. It's weird. It's hard to explain. I gotta see if there's an after a taste. You know how it is when you drink beer and like after a while, like I don't like that feeling. But it's different. At least it's different. I'll give it that. It's very unique. I haven't had a beverage with this acquired taste before. And it is an acquired taste because regular beer drinkers, if you like a Corona or a Heineken, you're only gonna like this because it's an IPA, and an IPA, it's got like that bitter, not even bitter. What is like more like a harsh
Coffee,
flavor to things.
malty.
Yeah, it's malty, but I love it. Obviously, you do as well. But yeah, let me sit on this one. I'll let you know by the end of the show if I get a good buzz or not. It's 6.0, so it's not that strong. But let's see how it sits, brother. What you got, bro? Hit me up.
All right, so I went back to one that I've been going just for their cans, and I couldn't remember if I've already had this one. So I was trying, if memory comes back, I guess I'll be rating to find out if it still sits or rating it new. However, it was very fitting for what we're doing tonight. So it's from King's Country Brewers Collective, or KCBC, out of Brooklyn, New York.
Did you get that before, or I did? That sounds familiar. That brewing.
Well, they do a
company.
couple of cans. I've gotten a couple of cans from them.
Probably was you then. It was probably you then.
Yeah, it's been, that's what I've gotten them before. But this is Superhero Sidekicks.
Oh, perfect. Is that Crane? What the fuck? Is that an octopus? It's like
I'm
Crane.
not quite sure, but yes,
Ninja Turtles.
but I just saw the Superhero Sidekicks. I'm like, that's actually fitting for tonight.
That's cool. See, your total wine is better than mine, bro.
I'm telling you, I've been saving these cans for you to send them to you. But obviously, I came home and that's when I looked it up. It's oranges, pineapples, and pine. So anytime anything mentions like pine or oak, I always think it's gonna be like, I don't know, like a tree. It's got all different types of like hops: Citra, Mosaic, Idaho, 7 Cascade, and Centennials. And they say it packs a powerful, and I looked the word up and I couldn't figure out what it says, but lupulin punch. So I also poured mine ahead of time.
Please indulge, my good friend. I can see you. I can see it. I can see your brain working as you like taste it.
I
I
can
can see.
taste the orange, but
Oh, by the way,
like a blue moon.
mine is a hazy IPA. The type.
Yeah, mine
What's
is
yours?
hazy.
Hazy
It's
as
a
well. Okay,
hazy.
okay.
Yeah, it's a hazy as well.
I should have mentioned that earlier, but okay.
It's yeah. I mean, it's definitely really fruity, but in a citrusy. No, actually, let me in a citrus. Maybe that's what they describe the punch is, because like you know how when you taste something and it's like citrusy all at once.
Yeah, yeah. This
But
one's
I can definitely
citrus.
taste the orange and I can taste the pineapple. But yeah, the orange is definitely there. So same thing. It's a 6.9 ABV.
Man, I'm jealous. I wish this one was a little stronger. You know, it's good to cap off the weekend with a good strong brew. Get nice, you know, because then it comes to Monday and in the week, and you're like, all right, now, no drinking. Just, you know, it's time to like, you know, relax
or
and
work.
yeah, decompress. How was it?
It's good. I mean, like,
Good?
listen, you know me. I like the ones that have anything tropical flavor. The thing is, like, when you drink IPAs, if you get them, that's just like standard, not a whole lot of like flavor in it.
Yeah.
After a while, it kind of, I don't know, it gets boring, and it doesn't feel as refreshing. So that's part of the reason I like anything that has citrus, is because I want that refreshing feeling drinking a beer,
Yeah.
especially in the hot Florida heat. So I want to make sure that when I drink something, I'm actually enjoying it and not sitting there going, ugh, all I taste is like, you know, hops and the maltness and, you know, and that's it. I like to have a good citrus aftertaste, to be honest with you.
Nice. Well, Adam says, "Hey fellas, who's Juan? Take it easy tonight. We had a long weekend."
We did.
All
We just
right.
got back today. We were out till 2 in the morning too. My back hurts. We were dancing last night. I was dancing some salsa merengue and all kinds of.
Joe the
Oh, yeah.
psychologist busting some moves on the dance floor, bro. By the way, it's still light outside, and this light behind me is blinding the head. I feel like Kramer from Seinfeld with the freaking big ass fucking the chicken restaurant, big ass spotlight fucking illuminating his room. Ah, I can't sleep. I hate this shit. Could the sun go down already? God dang.
Well, like I said, we're gonna get that taken care of. I've already started some ideas, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be there. So when I'm there, we'll just have to have everything there for me to be able to do it. All right. So yeah. So if you're joining us, this is generally we do movies. However, tonight we're going to be discussing the Marvel series, Marvel Zombies, currently streaming on Disney Plus. It was directed and created by Brian Andrews and Zeb Wells, and
Zeb
based,
Wells. By the way, Zeb Wells. Oh, bro, his latest runs. He's a writer for for Marvel, and his latest like work is no bueno. But this was pretty good. So yeah.
I mean, and you're good. You have. I'm not gonna name everybody because they did get a lot of characters to do the voiceovers on here. But you know, your main two are Iman Vellani as Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, and Todd Williams as Blade Knight. And this one, we're on Earth 89521, where a zombie virus has spread, and it's basically just leaving a handful of survivors. And this is where we get to meet Kate Bishop, Kamala Khan, Riri Williams, and Friday. And they're basically, as in any zombie type of apocalypse, they're looking for resources for themselves. You know, they see a shield ship coming down, and they find Dr. Eric Selvig in there. Kamala pulls out this little transmitter from his stomach, and from here, the series basically kicks off as the three girls decide, do we stay in New York and say, fuck it, we're not getting involved in this shit? Or are we gonna go? That's when you also get to find out that even the heroes have been zombified, as Hawkeye appears, and he's trying to kill the girls. So you're like already going like, shit, okay, so our heroes are gonna be zombies. Especially, I saw this twice. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh man, like I can't believe like this is good. This kind of brutal, but this is like brutal in a way that zombie movies are, you know, and especially once they head out to, I didn't know they were in New York, but where exactly were they again that they came into Icarus and Carol Danvers? Do you remember?
I don't remember. What do you?
Because it felt like it was the desert all of a sudden. I'm like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
left New York and got to the desert. but you know, that's when you also get to find out that even powerful heroes can
Well,
become
well,
zombies.
all right. Let me preface it with this. I'm assuming you didn't see the What If series, right?
I don't know if I saw
It's
the
animated, the
yeah,
animated
yeah, I
Marvel
see. I
series.
may have seen the first season.
Because there was an episode 5, I believe, where it was the. I should have said this. I should have told you to watch this,
To
bro,
watch them.
because this started there. So, and that episode 5 was called Marvel What If Zombies or whatever it's called, and it kind of introduced how this all started. So we knew, like Hawkeye, for example, we seen how he got turned, and well, first of all, let me just, because I'm a nerd at heart. Marvel Zombies was actually written by Robert Kirkman, who did The Walking Dead for Marvel years ago, and then it got turned into this. And I was a little, skeptical at first because I'm like, Marvel animated MCU too, doing like R-rated Marvel Zombies. You can't do this series because the book was really, really graphic, and I didn't think they were gonna translate it. Now, while this isn't as graphic, it's still graphic enough. I'm like, okay, I'm
Mhm.
glad they did all that. So I recommend you watch that too. Marvel's episode 5.
Of
It's a
season
what
one,
if
I may have
season.
seen it.
You don't got to see the whole series because each it's a what if. You know how it is. They're all nothing is
Yeah.
but check it out because it does show you. Now I would it starts with this series. Now you mentioned it starts with Kamala Khan, Kate Bishop, and Riri Williams, and uh, I really you mentioned like yeah they went from it started like they were like in a city did kind of like New York City in a way. It could have been
It
other.
was New York. They were still
It
New
was
York. Like that. Yeah,
okay.
that I knew for sure. That's why it threw me off. That it kind of looked like they were in the desert. You
Yeah.
know, unless it's that so many years have gone by and things are so ravaged that.
But yeah, I enjoyed the it started off very serene, and I do like the characters. Kamala Khan, I'm a big Kamala Khan fan, even from the books, obviously. Here, the only thing I would say for the MCU, I don't like what they did with her powers because in the comic books, if you know, obviously Kamala Khan, this isn't her power set. She's
Mm-mm.
like Mr. Fantastic. Or Luffy, for more modern purposes. If you're a One Piece fan, she's rubber. She could do everything that Mr. Fantastic can. And here because the MCU knew they were bringing in the Fantastic Four, they changed their powers to this light projection, which isn't bad. It works for her, but it takes away a lot of her personality, I think. But um, like I love the introduction of Zombie Hawkeye. They made him real threatening, like he was like, oh shit, the way he was shooting the arrows and everything. And as far as that whole setup was concerned, what I liked about the series, it established that it was going to be gross off the bat. It was, they showed some, a lot of visceral gore and violence very early to get you that sense of okay, this is gonna be, uh, they're not gonna hold back. You mentioned who's the dude that crashed in the helicopter? Eric.
Uh, Dr. Eric Selvig
Is that name sounds
from Thor,
familiar?
the
Okay,
scientist
so
from Thor.
that's Skarsgård then. Oh shit! So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
who that. How did you
yeah.
how did you figure that out? 'Cause I didn't know who the
Research.
fuck that was. Sorry.
Research.
There
Well, and
must
the
have
other
been
part,
something that gave it away. I just
and
missed it.
the other part when you see
Because that was a
especially
Quinjet too. So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what's
the Quinjet.
interesting.
When you see when you get because it took I didn't know that was Icarus at first that Carol Danvers was fighting until I looked
Thank
that
you.
up
So Icarus from the Eternals.
in the Turtles. So
God
which is
damn.
they're the two strongest ones, and
I
now
was
they're
gonna ask you
basically
that
they can't.
too.
Yeah, they've been going back and forth, but this is where you also get to find out that the series also captures the one thing that zombies movies and series does is that right in the first episode, what you thought was going to be three main characters, two are killed when
Mm,
Carol blasts
loved it.
away
Yeah.
Kate Bishop. I was
Oh.
like, what?
And what I
Like,
liked about that too is they established the trick arrow. How she was,
oh,
oh, I gotta use it at the right time. I can't, I got it. She stole it from Hawkeye.
it's confetti.
And it was just a trick arrow, but it was confetti. And she was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, just disintegrated. Like when I saw that, yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, okay. Now I know they're not holding back. Thank goodness.
Right. And
I
I
was
did
afraid they were
appreciate
gonna
that.
like not kill nobody or. Let's be real. Everyone died. Everyone
Yeah,
dies in
I
this
mean,
fucking
well, and the
series.
thing is, because like all that, like that's just like only halfway through, like the first episode, because
Yeah.
Riri sacrifices her, she gets bit, and sends Friday to take Kamala away.
Mm-hmm.
They sacrifice themselves, which is kind of weird and on the end part. So I'll just get only because it looked like Riri died, and
Yeah,
then
we'll get into that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
but and then all of a sudden, and I was sitting there going, out of the, it was pretty cool to see amalgamation. Damn it, I thought I said it right. And
Mhm.
when they combine two
An
characters,
amalgamation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you.
and when Blade showed up as Blade Knight, I was like, oh, Ricky probably fucking
I was
love.
mad. No, I
You
was
were mad,
mad.
really?
Yeah,
Well,
bro,
I
come
mean, it
on.
meant Mark Spector. Mark Spector obviously got bit or
He died.
died,
They
but
had. They
yeah,
said it. They said it. His original avatar was lost early in the plague, and
I thought it was a cool,
no, no, it is cool. Blade Knight was awesome, and I love Blade. I'm a big Blade mark, but the fact that, oh, come on, he's right there. Just every time it's something that has to do with Moon Knight, whether it's books or media, they find some way to fuck it up. But yeah, the only reason why I accept it is because it is Blade. If it was any other hero that I didn't give a shit about, I would have been so fucking mad. But I was disappointed, yes, because damn, man, like Moon Knight could have been right there. But whatever, it's all right, good.
well, and this is like,
That, but go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, like this is because
Talk to me
basically,
about Blade Knight. What you thought about
well,
him then? After
I
you
liked it.
finished,
I
after you,
actually liked him. Like I
yeah,
thought it
no, he
was
was
an interesting
awesome. He was awesome.
combination, because out of all people, because Blade, you can't make Blade do something.
Yeah,
So to Khonshu, have him as his avatar and basically control Blade was kind of a bit of an, and he's not fighting it, he's just going with it. So I like that because it showed a different side of the Blade character who generally would have been like, fuck you, I'm not doing this shit. But from here, we get Kamala's journey and you see a whole slew of other Marvel heroes who basically, it follows this genre of horror where you have one character keeps meeting other people, but the more people you meet, the more people you lose.
yeah,
Basically.
yeah. That was, I like that because it shows there's consequences and actions hold weight. There's stakes involved. Okay, anyone could die now because they already established that in the first episode that two of the main characters they got killed, and not just that, but they got Haley Steinfeld came back, and she was the voice of Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
So they have, I think they had maybe like 85% of the voice actors. A couple exceptions, obviously, but they pretty much
For
everyone
the
came
most
back for
part, I
this.
think
Yeah,
everyone came back
that's
on
what I
here.
like about that. Like they actually, at least if someone's not there, there must have been some reason for it. So yeah.
Well, and
I dug that.
what I liked also was how the episodes had, so like it was episode 2 was it introduce Shang-Chi, Katie, but Shang-Chi didn't have the rings yet, but you're seeing San Francisco
Yeah,
getting
that was cool.
overtaken.
That was my favorite. This opening scene for episode 2 was my favorite in the entire series. It was amazing. It was like a roller coaster ride. You
Yeah.
see, like, because the whole Marvel Zombies, as far as MCU, started with Hank Pym. Hank Pym went to the quantum realm to look for his wife Janet, and when he found her, she somehow contracted this virus in the quantum realm. She was infected. She bites him. They both teleport back, and they start infecting everybody. The Avengers were the first ones on the call, and the Avengers were the first heroes to go down. And then that's how everything that episode ended with Thanos when he got the Infinity Gems, and T'Challa, Spidey, and Scott Lang. They were in this, so their story continued from there. That's why if it felt a little jarring to you, they just showed up. That's why that was their continuation. So I love how this brought it back. So you saw Pym Tars where it started. So the Pym particles started. Dude, when you had the giant fucking zombies just infecting people, like just boom, doom, and then you got that one dude on the motorcycle getting chased by the whole horde of zombies. The one train passes by and you got the zombies on it. Like, I was like, oh, it was really well made. And then and then so many people were getting killed. They're like civilians and shit like that. So again, it established the violence. And then we got Shang-Chi's father, who was the villain in the Shang-Chi film. I forgot his name. Wu? Wait, well, oh god.
Yeah, I didn't take it down.
But my boy Death Dealer, one of my favorite characters from the Shang-Chi film, was there. awesome, badass costume. I'll get into him a little later. But I loved, yeah, all of that was great. And Shang-Chi got bit, and of course his dad saves him with the rings, and it stopped the infection. And Katie was there. I don't know. People don't like Aquafina, but I don't know why. I got a soft spot for her. I like her. She's fun. I don't know why. You know how people are, but
It took a
she's
minute
great.
because I couldn't. At first I didn't hear her voice, and then finally you can hear her voice. I'm like, all right, there it is.
Yeah,
You know,
she was cool. Yeah,
and
but
so yeah,
that whole sequence was amazing.
Yeah.
Very good. That scene, if you convince someone, all right, watch Marvel Zombies, and no, all right, episode 2, watch the beginning, at least the first, cold open until the main story starts again. Watch that before because it does flash forward 5 years after that.
Yeah.
That'll convince him. Okay, I see where this is going, and it's well made. The animation's great. The cinematography, the camera, everything about the production was really well made in this. I really enjoyed it. Of course, they cut corners with the animation. They reuse certain shots, and a lot of stuff does feel kind of like static, but not as bad as Invincible was this season. But even though that didn't bother me like it did everyone else. So as long as the story's good, I could forgive kind of weak animation. But here it was good. It worked for me all around.
Well, and then I guess you get the 5 years, all that's going on. Then Kamala bumps into Alexei and basically his family.
Yeah. that was David Harbour. He came back. Yeah.
Yeah, David Harbour, and so did Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh, probably one of the bigger stars on the
Florence
cast.
Pugh, came back to The Voice. So
I love Florence Pugh, bro. That's my wife right there. I'm sorry.
Well, and again, I loved how they basically they hold themselves up at the Shield base that Kamala and Blade show up to, and then the base gets taken over, and this is why and that's why I said it. Like, I really enjoyed it because you were getting Shang-Chi's story here, then you got Kamala, which was still ongoing, and with her now she ends up with Alexei, Yelena, and then they all meet up to try to get into Baron Zemo's place. It just the storyline had the feels of what you would see in a movie.
Yeah.
Minus the superpowers.
It was fast-paced too. It was fast-paced, which some people may complain, it's moving too quick. But no, if it's 4 episodes and it's animated, you don't need to I think they did a really good job establishing the characters and giving them personality. And then when they did die, you kind of felt you felt for them because you did get attached to them because they didn't waste any time. Like Jimmy Woo, for example, his personality was immediately established. And for just one example, and before we continue, because you have mentioned Blade Knight, I want to ask you, the way they utilize his combat, his powers, the way his connection with Khonshu, like his relationship with Khonshu, like how did you feel about all that? How'd you like it?
I liked it because, like I said,
his costume too, right?
It just gave the Blade character. Blade, it's generally a very even keeled as far as temperament is. He can go a little bit much, but it just gave the Blade character even more level of just like, I'm gonna get worried about.
Yeah, he showed up his first introduction he was on a motorcycle.
Well, and I love when he got off and all of a sudden the cape just drops. It was like,
good. So good. They did a really good job with that cape. I mean, honestly, bro, like, if they're gonna replace Mark Spector, Blade is I can't complain about that. Blade's awesome. I think they did a good job with his power set and his whole attitude and his personality. So deadpan, he's so good.
Well, and I when I was watching it, you can see, like you said, Jimmy. You can see the characters' the art, the animation was so good that you can actually see what the actors.
Yeah. They did their best. The only one that they kind of, in my opinion, didn't really do too much of a good job as far as resemblance was Wanda Maximoff. She didn't kind of look like Elizabeth Olsen when she was, went into her human form. Was that Elizabeth Olsen? I didn't check.
Yeah.
Okay.
She also came. No, like I said, a good part ended up showing up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, let's do the comments
Yeah,
real
yeah.
quick before we.
Adam says, I watched this not expecting to like it, but I did. Very real that not everyone makes it. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's true. The giant zombies were crazy. That was a very good part. Yeah, and the thing is, Joe, another thing too, all of like Wanda's army, Okoye, for example, Hank Pym, Janet, they're all, you see how they became zombified in the
In the
original
other
What
one.
If. Yeah,
All
so
right.
I recommend
And I
it's
want to say, I know
watch
I
it.
saw
Check
it.
it
I
out.
know
If
I
you like
saw
this,
it.
watch it. Watch it again.
I
Then.
should have watched it before,
Yeah.
just for a refresher on it. But I did see it.
Selena, what up, son? It's the Beard Brothers. Salute.
Salute.
And hello, everyone. Yeah, hello. Thanks everyone for tuning in here. Yeah, you're right, Joe. This is a good pick. I'm glad you put this one because again, it's different. And you
Well,
mentioned the Valley of the Broken Gods. That's where Icarus was fighting
yes.
Carol Danvers. I wanted to bring that up because again, I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. I didn't look into it, but yeah, I did not know that was Icarus. That's
I
crazy.
didn't either because when they
You
said
can't tell. Yeah.
that it's I think it was Riri who said it. Or somebody
Mm-hmm.
said to them that two of the most powerful beings are basically fighting each other
Yeah.
in a battle where neither one is going to win, but they're just
Yeah.
going to continue fighting each other like that. And I'm like, well, who in Marvel is that strong? And then when they're showing it, I couldn't figure it out. So, when I got home today from my little
I'm
trip,
gonna go back and
I
watch
pulled
that.
up my notes and I'm like looking, and I'm like sitting there and I'm like, oh, Icarus. Okay, because he has the ability to with the cosmic powers.
Rob Stark, by the way.
Rob Stark, but he that is somebody that he can that can, as far as cosmic powers, go against her in that
Absolutely,
level.
two Superman type of characters as far as their power sets are concerned.
But so then our ragtag group of heroes that keep banding together, and one by one they're still losing, meet up with Baron Zemo and U.S. Agent
John
and
Walker.
Baron Zemo. Honestly, I don't know why any of them would have trusted him. To be quite honest with you, as soon as I would have saw it was him, if I would have been somebody that like existed in the universe, I would know who he is, and I would know that he is not showing up to all of a sudden be this great savior of mankind, and I wouldn't have gotten on the ship. But again, what was great about the series, this is where you then get yet another powerful. And as we're watching this, I'm giving Adam, because when all of a sudden Namor shows up, he goes, who's that? I'm like, that's Namor. And he's actually technically the first mutant. I'm like, I know it's Apocalypse. He's like, what? I'm like, well, as far as comics, he's kind of like he is a mutant. And I'm like, and he's super strong. And he's like, oh, he's gonna fuck him up, right? I'm like, oh yeah, no, I have a funny feeling a lot of people are about to die. And sure enough, I was right. But I love that they used him as another powerful superhero, anti-hero, because he's not really a hero. He can sometimes be villain, to attack that submarine. But he wasn't even attacking it. Zemo gets heroes so he can feed them to Namor, and that is also
use them as a
something that you
defense
can
mechanism.
see. Yeah, it's something you can see done in a Hollywood movie, that you would have somebody who captures people to then feed them to this other one. So yeah, I thought that was another one.
And the only reason why Namor attacked was because because he was a scion of Wanda, just like Okoye was. That's like one of her generals for she communicates with them. So he was one of Wanda's scions. So she activated him because she wanted. I mean, obviously she didn't want the device because it was worthless. What do you know why exactly she was going? Oh, she wanted Kamala. Is that what it was? Because her powers.
She needs Kamala's powers.
Yeah. So it was all Wanda's doing. But I loved how like when the Namor's like undead army was kind of like banging on the bottom of the ship. What's it the city of on the sea is called, right? On the ocean, city on the ocean. I loved how John Walker was like, oh, I hate that noise, and and my man Baron Zemo was like, whatever, you'll get used to that music, whatever. And then when he mentioned something like, but what if the boss shows up? Oh, that's what the heroes are for. I thought he meant like well, they're heroes. They're strong. They're gonna fight for us. No, the
No,
heroes are for to feed them.
feed. And
That
that's what
was
I'm
good.
saying.
The typical zombie narrative right there. I love that.
Exactly. And that's why I thought it was great. And then again, you now, because now, and that's when they lose Yelena
The
because she
city
has
on
to
the sea. That's the name of it.
she has to sacrifice herself. So then
Yeah,
another
yeah.
person is gone, and now you got Baron, who's now part of this group.
And they keep,
That
like
was
you said, they keep losing people and adding
and
people. Like,
adding and
I would
Baron, I
never
would
have took that motherfucker, bro. You try to
no.
feed me? Get the fuck out. I can't
And
trust it, like you
and
said.
he complained. I'm like, motherfucker, you you like you said, you tried to kill me,
Oh,
and now you
shit.
want to sit here and bitch and call us stupid and make these comments. Like, yeah,
P-Rod, what up, P-Rod? So, does this series identical to the comics, or is it a whole different story? I could answer that. It is a whole different story, but they did take certain elements from the comics. For example, in the What If episode I mentioned, when Hank Pym was trying to find a cure for everything, he was using T'Challa. He was cutting up pieces of T'Challa to feed himself because he was a zombie. So he's trying to work on this cure, but in order to, uh, or in order to be sad or to calm his hunger, he would feed on T'Challa whenever he really became hungry, to kind of like, all right, I ate, I'm good. Let me start finding this cure. Oh no, I'm a zombie. I'm hungry again. I need to feed. I need to feed. Oh, let me eat some more. Okay, now I can think again. Because remember, in this world, like, I think they mentioned it with Thanos in this one, where Thanos had the infinity power, the gems, but it
but
was
I was
so
gonna.
strong that the zombie Thanos, he couldn't focus, and then until he started learning. So yeah.
You have to relearn everything. Because when they get to Asgard, now you have the whole group show up. And by the way, Tessa also
Yes, Tessa
came back,
Thompson.
and so did Chris. By the way,
That's Chris Hemsworth. Yeah,
yeah,
he
is
always shows up for the animation bits. I
and
like that. I
actually
respect that.
so did Paul Rudd. So
Yeah,
Paul Rudd did
Paul
show
Rudd
up.
was there. Was
But
it
they
you mentioned, I'm sorry, John Walker was really, that was Wyatt
yeah,
Russell?
yep,
Okay,
yep. That
nice,
was
nice.
also him. Baron Zemo was not
No, you could tell. That I could
yeah, that
tell.
was
I knew
not
that wasn't him.
Daniel. I think Daniel.
Daniel something like that. He's from
But
Glorious Bastards, right?
but they end up showing up to Asgard. Before this, you do get the story of what happened with Thanos as you start Thanos, sorry. As you started
Thanos,
Thanos,
stop it. Not
as you
here,
started
brother.
mentioning him, that you had the battle with Black Panther, Paul Rudd's head. I'm sorry, Ant-Man's head. And
Doctor Strange,
Spider-Man.
cloak of levitativity, at least.
And he had that, but then Thor shows up and basically
With Rocket Raccoon.
and they lose that, he disappeared. They lose the fight. Black Panther sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
On sacrificing himself, you had all of a sudden now all the infinity energy was there, which I'll get to what happens to the infinity energy shortly. But you now have that group is slowly coming in to mix with them. And then finally, Wanda makes her appearance. As Valkyrie says, the Queen of Sokovia showed up with a bunch of food for us. And I'm like, Sokovia. I'm like, oh no, that's Wanda. And this is basically where you see a lot of our group is basically kind of decimated. I wanted, yeah, we lose about 3 of them in here.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
Yeah, because at this time you have Kamala, Alexi, Katie, Jimmy, Death Dealer, Baron Zemo, and Blade Knight.
That's such a zombie movie like scenario. God, you finish it and you explain it. And
But so they're all there, and Valkyrie's saying, "No, she's here," and they were like, "That's Wanda." And then Wanda had used her powers to basically, she needed something strong enough because like I said, well, I'll get there. She needed something strong enough to be able to get this infinity energy. And what is stronger than gods? So she needed gods themselves, which is why she showed up there and fed the Asgardians zombie meat so that they can get infected.
That's
Alexi is one of the ones that eats
Of
this
course,
meat.
it would be him.
Well, and it's funny because it's actually, if you think about it, because when I was watching it, he lost Yelena, he lost his wife, he lost his daughters, and it's I swear that it was almost as if Wanda just kind of used her powers for those that were sitting there to entice him for him to sit down,
Mm-hmm.
to eat, because
Mm-hmm.
it felt like he was almost hypnotized and
Yeah,
tricked
yeah, 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 yeah.
into sitting down and doing it. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, when he realized he had ate that, he was like, "Oh no,
He was like,
I
he
ate
knew
a
it,
lot." He
and
goes, "I ate a lot of
he ate a
that."
lot. At least he, he turned. When everyone else was out of the way, he helped him as much as he could.
Well, and just as with any zombie movies, throughout this, you had this great relationship between Jimmy and Death Dealer. Mind you, it's all Jimmy's side. Death Dealer never really
He
talks to
don't
him.
talk. He don't talk. He don't have to. I
He
love
doesn't.
that character. He
I
don't
know,
have to
but
talk.
it's funny because you can tell they're friends.
Yeah,
He,
you could
it's
tell.
it's it's almost as if Death Dealer's like, oh my god, you talk a
He,
lot, but I'd rather sit with you than
he gave
anybody
him the
else.
top bunk too. Remember? He,
Yeah.
come on. He was like, he was fighting
Uh
hard for that top. He's like, you know what, man? I got you. Just lay down, threw his feet up. Thanks, man.
and I will
I,
say when you get to that scene and then the Asgardians start turning.
mm-hmm.
Oh man, I was
Yeah,
not happy with with
yeah.
with
That
losing
that
Death
scene.
Dealer and Jimmy.
You know what pisses me off about that? Death Dealer is such an awesome character, he's kicking ass. Even though they were Asgardians, it made sense. But again, he went out like a chump, like one dude, really, one guy, just like in the Shang-Chi movie,
But
Shang-Chi.
he's super strong though. I mean,
Just like in
remember,
Shang-Chi, he went out like a pussy over there. I hated that they killed him so easily and so stupid. And here, once again, I get it.
it was
It's one, but they're
and as
Asgardians. I
guardians
get it.
or,
I
or
get it.
that, yeah,
They're
like
strong.
literally
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. The guy
They,
he broke him, but he didn't break him. He broke him because he's like the Asgardians,
yeah,
like
fucked.
he's like,
That was
the
a
fuck,
Mortal
you trying to
Kombat
kick me?
fatality, bro.
He's like, okay, oh, you want to punch me? All right, let's break your arm.
That
He's like,
was
yeah,
a
I'm just gonna
Mortal
smack.
Kombat
Oh,
shit.
that was, but it would, and then you
Who
see
else? Well, it
Jimmy's
was good. Who
reaction.
else got killed? Who else got killed in that scene?
Jimmy sees him, and then Jimmy gets swarmed
He
by the
lost. Yeah,
zombies. And I loved it because they show him getting swarmed. It's another way.
Swarm,
Some of our people lost,
which is
died when
realistic
you're
because he
seeing the
doesn't have no
swarm,
powers. Yeah, and
and
Baron Zemo.
get
Before that,
Benzema.
he was the first one. He got
Yep.
his heart ripped out. Fatal.
But so then they finally, they get on the ship, but Wanda goes to stop them, and Thor shows up, but Thor sacrifices himself basically
Yeah, he does.
for them to get up there, and they make it up to space, send the fucking signal, and then are completely surprised that the Nova Corps are already there. And then when that happened, holy shit, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. But at the same time, I'm like,
That's
it's
smart on
something that
their
they
end,
would
though.
do. It's something. No, they're
Yes,
trying to prevent the virus spreading
absolutely.
to the galaxy,
Don't
to the
forget, these are
universe.
heroes. A lot of these motherfuckers are just flying to the cosmos, bro. They're trying to prevent that. But I
And
don't
I,
want to get real quick. I don't want to jump. I want to. I'll bring this because you mentioned T'Challa earlier and his whole scene. Because he had no speaking lines in this at all,
mm-mm.
and I find it like it was kind of like it was sad in a way in the original What If Marvel Zombie episode where this all started. T'Challa was there obviously, and he was voiced by oh my god, I'm sorry, Chadwick Boseman, and that was his very last ever appearance for the MCU was his voice work for that episode. I wanted to bring that up because that was, and his last moment was a heart to heart with Peter Parker. God, you couldn't make it even more beautiful. So I recommend definitely even more of a reason to watch that. But again, here, yeah, he was a savior. So what were you saying now? I'm sorry. So I could
Well, so
jump.
then
Good.
basically
Oh,
we
the Nova
find out,
Corps. Yeah.
that so now they got to go
Yep.
back to Earth, and as
Yep.
they got shot down
All that for nothing too. Think about that. All that.
for
Kamala must have
nothing.
been like,
But again, tell
mm,
me that that's not something, maybe in a TV series, maybe in a movie too,
yeah.
that you would actually see would happen in, like, when they get there, they were like, oh, all right, so these people already knew, and they're like not gonna let us get out of here. They're gonna destroy us. All right, cool. But then as they're falling, they get rescued, and this is now everybody, because we, along the way we were getting, Ant-Man's head and Peter Parker's story. Who actually, I think was it Ant-Man that was giving the monologue
For what?
or was it when they were
It
talking?
was
When
Peter.
it
It was Peter.
was Peter. Okay,
The monologue here was Peter. Yeah, yeah. When he
and
was
that was not Tom Holland. I did look up. That was
no,
somebody
no,
else.
no. That the guy who played Peter, he played Peter in a lot of Spider-Man animated. I think one of the animated series. I think it was Spectacular Spider-Man. I could be wrong, but I was really mad. Again, I was like, "Fucking MCU, here we go." Spider-Man with no fucking mask, walking around. But then I thought to myself, "Wait a minute, it's a zombie apocalypse. Who's he hiding his identity from? That's not important no more."
I want to breathe
So I
better
wouldn't
at
wear a
this
mask
point.
either.
I
That's the
want to
one time I
breathe
would
better.
forgive it. The one time I would forgive
Mhm.
that. P. Rod. All right, hold on. Humans do the same by destroying or using blockades on infected cities. Yeah, again, you're right. I like that. That was a good touch because the Nova
Yeah,
Corps are the protectors of the galaxy, and they need Earth is just one tiny speck, a speck of dust
to the
in the
universe.
overall grand scale of the universe. So they would sacrifice the Earth just to save everything else. So that made a lot of sense. The Nova Corps would do that, and I'm glad. I'm glad that they established that because that's something that's true to the
Yeah,
characterization
especially,
of
but
that
yeah,
group.
of them
Yeah, yeah,
basically.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean,
Yeah,
they're
I
like
wish they would have showed
they're
them
like the
though.
Green Lanterns.
Come
Actually, they're
on,
like the
so
Green Lantern.
Nova, so Nova. Like, but no, they had the ships though with the logo, but whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
they are like the Green Lantern Corps. Yeah, yeah.
basically. But yeah, so this is after this. Now the and I don't know who it was that teleported them, but basically they're brought to Camartage.
Kamar-Taj, yeah, that was it was either Sarah, I don't think or the guy's called
London
London Master.
London Master, yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it was Rentra who was the big
Minotaur.
Minotaur guy. Yeah, it's not. It could have been either one of those three characters. Doctor Strange, obviously he's
He's
gone,
gone
long gone.
because
Yeah, yeah.
because
So
because Ant-Man's got the cloak.
yes, yes, you got it.
I still don't understand how they just kept the head alive. I don't need to know.
What?
However, how it was just the head.
You'll
Like,
see. Watch the other one. Yeah, you'll see it.
oh, all right.
They explain all that.
Yeah, see, you should have told me that so that way I could have. But
I didn't realize it until because I'm watching this. Because all right, I had what's that shit called? Would you? I asked you this
Deja vu?
earlier. No, no,
no.
no. I asked you this another fucking video when you remember something incorrectly. Anyway, whatever. I got it confused. I thought everything in that episode for What If, I thought it was here. So that's why, all right, Joe, we're gonna watch it again anyway. So I'm
No.
watching this, and it's funny because when we did our video, right, to promote or to announce our lineup for Brains and Brews this season, I used the wrong. I used the clip from the What If episode, thinking it was for this. Again, I got them confused, but yeah. Anyway,
It happens.
yeah.
But so this is where we get now our because it's a superhero movie, you have to have what the whole thing was all about. So the Queen of the Dead is wanting to get the infinity energy. And I think it was Sarah who explained to them that they needed a vessel to be able to absorb all that
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
the energy itself was starting to it could destroy it was
Well, it
altering
was
reality.
yeah, dude. It was the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Think about that. It's all the Infinity Stones that Thanos had. Black Panther sacrificed himself to crash it into the center of whatever that area was. It was Earth, obviously, but we don't
no,
know.
it's Wakanda's. It's
Yes,
basically
it
almost
wasn't Wakanda. Thank you. You're
it
right.
was in
It was
Wakanda.
Wakanda.
It's like I don't know. It's not the vibranium, but it's like one of their energy
Yeah,
sources.
so the Hulk essentially became like an anchor, like a conduit
He had
to
to absorb the
hold
only
all that
person
energy.
that they
Yes,
knew to be
only
able
one, only one
to
that
be
could
able
do
to
that.
do this. So
Yes.
he's sitting there,
Mhm.
absorbing this energy, which I fucking gotta say, Infinity Hulk kind of rules. Like the
Yeah,
look of it, like I love the artwork on Infinity
yeah,
Hulk.
he looked
But
cool.
yeah,
The
so this is
colors and
where
shit. Yeah.
at this point, well, the Nova Corps aren't going to help them. So now our heroes have to stop Wanda, which this has been the culmination of her gathering this army, is because she needed enough people, why she got the Asgardians, gods, to be able to fight Hulk, who is like basically got all the infinity energy in him.
Mhm.
I thought that the final battle on this was awesome. I
Mhm.
love that even though Hulk had like all this immense power, like he still needed to heal. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it still showed it
Hmm.
showed that he was not invincible, you know. But again, this is another one. You're just watching all all the people that it's only 4 episodes, guys. There. I think at the most, I think 38 minutes is one of the
No, not
longest.
even because it's about 35 minutes each, and the episodes themselves are 30 minutes because it's like 5 minutes worth of credits. I
Yeah.
checked that. I just
So
finished
I
watching it
mean,
too long ago.
but getting to
Again.
this culmination, getting to this battle, I loved it. I hated to see fucking Blade Knight die.
Yeah, I know.
That
Yeah.
was like, but
Thor
then
took him out. Yeah.
that
A zombie fight
again
Thor with that immense power.
adds the levity,
Yes, I
of
agree.
what
I
the
agree.
show did because it still kept with no one is safe,
Mm-hmm.
and you're sitting there, and I loved, the moments between Wanda and Kamala, basically her talking. Meanwhile, all this is going on around them, and everybody's dying one by one, and I'm sitting there going, "This is so horrible." But I don't mean that I don't mean in a bad way. Just means that it
Uh,
hurts watching all the heroes, dying one by one, after this great battle. And now I
they got
definitely have to go
fucked
back
up
to this.
too.
Dude, oh my god,
They were getting
everybody was.
fucked up, stabbed and obliterated and pulled apart and eviscerated and fucking incinerated.
What'd you think of the whole battle?
Yeah, I mean it was Marvel. Any typical whenever there's not even Marvel, but any superhero type of film, the movie could be as grounded as all hell, but when it comes to the final climax, there's always some big CGI fest battle. That's what only thing. Like for example, Shang-Chi. I love that movie, but the end, it's like, oh, it's a little too much CGI, too much. I don't know. But here it's animated, so it doesn't bother me as much, obviously. But I did like how strong they made him. I love how he destroyed all the giant Hawks, and I love how they brought back Hank and Jam. They're the ones that
Yeah.
started everything, and the way they use their powers by shrinking and growing. I love that because their power, if used right, could be very useful for tactical or battlefield
And they showed that though.
strategic
Even as
purposes, and
dead.
they showed that. Even
Even
like for
as dead.
example, when Shang-Chi where he's through the rings, the way like they
He
Hank
kept
shrunk and he's kept jumping through all the hoops like Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah. It's stuff like that.
Oh
Um
yeah, no, it was awesome.
it was awesome. It was awesome. And then again, when Thor shows up, he incinerates fucking Blade Knight. And then Rintra, he fucking gets stabbed
Oh my
repeatedly
god, dude,
all
he's
over the fucking place by the Asgardian undead warriors. Who else was
Shang-Chi
in?
died also.
Shang-Chi got bit. He turned into a undead. Katie, she was overwhelmed. But I don't. Did they
You
show
didn't
her
get to
get?
really see it because
No, right?
so
Cause yeah,
Katie was the last one. So that's the other little touch that I liked.
yeah.
As you're watching everybody, because at this point, I think they were overtaking Spider-Man. They were
We didn't see
shattering
Spider Man either. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ant-Man's, like the helmet on him.
Yeah. His
And you have
containment. Yeah.
Katie's like the last one, but she's overtaken, and that's when Kamala put her hand in Wanda's hand.
Explain that. Go for it.
Well,
Let's
because
get
at
into
this
that. Yeah.
point, she's been trying to say that she's the one that can save everything.
Mm-hmm.
She can bring everything back to normal. But the thing is that the way that the series ended, Kamala at this point, Nova Corps couldn't help us. All my friends are fucking dying. All these people that just came along the way. I became an
I feel bad for
Avenger.
her, man. Yeah. Oh,
Dude, I
by the
mean,
way, Thor did tell Kamala, "Oh, you're the
mhm.
Avenger now."
So she got nominated as an Avenger, and then when Wanda finally gets into her head and says, "Just take my hand," as she's siphoning the infinity energy. And then that's when they once use whatever the crystallized power that they're now giving Kamala. That's what she needed to be able to do the whole Earth, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get everything looks like normal.
Yeah,
And it's like,
interesting. Yeah, that was an interesting ending, but good. Enlighten us.
because that's the whole part, though, is that, as Kamala is talking to Riri and Kate, and they're like, "We were here yesterday." But Kamala just
Yeah,
went through like what might have been. I mean, I know that it went through fast, but let's say at least a week or two. But they're like, "Oh, we were together yesterday." and she's all like, let's do this. And then that's when you start seeing that reality is starting to fracture. And you see Riri, who you thought died, telling Kamala to wake up. This isn't real. And you're seeing that it's actually zombies are still around. This whole New York and everything is back to normal. Her parents are not alive. So I'm glad that there's a second season.
There is that confirmed?
Yes, yes. You can go to
Who the
IMDb.
fuck is gonna be in it? Everyone's dead.
Well, I mean,
But so you're saying now, are you saying that Riri is still alive? Because she got bit. I don't think I. So all right, we'll have to wait and see how they.
We'll
figure
have to
that out.
wait
Yeah.
because again, but if since we have the stones involved in here, which including the time stone
Oh yeah, that's right. It
that
could
could come
reverse
into
it.
play
Damn.
as far as
I
stuff.
hope
But
they
yeah,
don't get
no,
into that though, man. Just do something original because when the first Marvel Zombies book came out, there was other ones, of course, but they introduced other characters like fucking Death's Head. Not Death's. It was Oh Jesus Christ! I forgot this character's name. He was like Machine Man. Thank you, Machine Man. They had characters like Machine Man being one of the main characters for his episode. They introduced a lot of C and D listers, but it's MCU, so they're not gonna do that. They're gonna put characters that they intend to use within the cinematic universe. They don't bring in new characters, unfortunately. But yeah, I really enjoyed this series, and the ending was left ambiguous. So I am interested to see where that goes all around. But overall, I really enjoyed it. Like,
same.
especially
I'm glad we decided to do it, for
dude, like
Brains and Brews.
again, that yeah, me too, man. That second episode, there was one scene where it was literally raining zombies jumping
Yeah.
from the
Oh,
roof.
when
Oh my god, bro,
that's what I'm saying. Like
it's awesome.
so they must have talked to somebody involved with like Korean zombie because that
Very
whole
influence,
was
very
a
Korean
Korean
influence.
zombie. It's
Yes.
like you can see that in a Korean zombie horror movie.
Yeah.
Like that's why I love that they use the Shang-Chi and the Katie characters for that.
Yeah.
Because to give it that Asian zombie influence on it. So yeah, I'm glad. Like I said, when we wanted to put the list together this year, even though as you've been watching the series, there's some that I wanted to make sure we did this one. Like we had wrapped up our comic book horror show, which we might drop in some special ones. However, we did wrap it up, so this would be something on there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
zombies, bro.
and it actually followed a lot
Yeah.
of the structure of a zombie horror movie.
Think
and/or
about it.
series.
If you're a zombie and you still maintain your superpower, like
Hmm.
I love the Hawkeye. Like again, Hawkeye's introduction when he's like in the fucking buildings.
Actually,
It was
before we
great.
sign
That was great. That was
before we
great.
sign off and rate our beer,
Yeah, yeah.
Captain America zombie though.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Oh, okay. He is in he was in the What If, the first that
All right.
episode. So you see what I found interesting was the second Captain America, U.S. agent. How did he die? John Walker in this series.
He got split.
He got split in half too. So
Yeah,
that must have
But
been done on purpose, right?
okay.
But
so
the way
again,
the way he was using his shield. Is that what you're saying?
yes, he's rolling around.
He's rolling
like,
around this shit, ding, ding, and he's still being capped. And he only got killed because of his his handicap. The guy fell and just squashed him. Like,
But I fucking love.
that was awesome, right?
I did because what was the name
Oh.
of the leader of Wakanda, the girl
Okoye?
Okoye.
Wait.
Wait.
The Scion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
she
yeah.
gave the signal,
Yeah,
and also
Okoye,
they were
yeah.
like,
That's awesome.
and that's Abomination.
Abomination, obviously, yes.
Just
Yep.
flung, and you're like, oh, it's fucking half of Captain America just got flung. I thought the use of Captain America, half of Captain America, because Alexei was so happy.
Yes.
This is it. I finally get to
He
fight
always
him.
wanted to battle his hero.
And he only fought
not
half
even
of
his
him.
hero. No, not his hero. No, I'm sorry. He was always like competitive. Because remember, he's the Russian Captain America, right?
Yes.
So he was always like, I want to see who's the better Captain America, and there we go.
He only
What
fought
the- yeah, half a
and he's-
man.
And he still got his ass kicked. That
And
was
he's
the
still-
worst
yeah.
part. He was getting his ass kicked.
But that's the thing with Alexei. Yes, he got the super soldier serum, hence why he took so long to turn into a zombie compared to everyone else who ate. But he's not the brightest as far as he's not a tactician, he's not a field leader. He's just a guy with power, but he's no Cap. And I love how even half of a Cap was still gave him a fight.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
All right, so let's rate our beer.
Let's do it.
What are you
I'll go
gonna give yours?
first. Dude, let me just take this sip here.
Did it grow on you as we kept going? Oh, last sip. So I'm gonna say yeah.
It did. No, we don't do half, so I
Yeah,
got a
no.
pretty good buzz. Nothing crazy, but it's pretty good. I would give it 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6, a 6-pack. So 4 out of a 6, which is pretty good. I enjoy it. If I had a choice, I would get it again if it's available. It's not a bad taste. There's no bitter beer taste. There's no bad aftertaste. It just tastes different, and there's nothing wrong with that. Who knows? I may get it again and be like, okay, it's not as good as I thought. But as of now, it's 4 out of 6, and I think if I get a chance, if I find it again, I want to try the second most popular IPA, not the,
Not the first one.
not our most popular, our second most popular. That literally that was the name of that IPA, and that one was about a 7, so it's stronger.
You
so
should
I
have
do
gotten
wanna
that one
get
because
that
that's kind of technically the
no,
sidekick.
but I gotta start with the first
I
one.
know, but
man.
I
gotta
know,
start with
but
first.
we were the show is a lot about the sidekicks. So
all right.
the
whatever.
second
It-
one, the second
keep an eye out
most is a
for it.
sidekick. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right, mine. Like I said, I almost want to say that I kind of remember the artwork of the octopus thingy. Um, I have a pretty damn good buzz. I don't. I don't know because we were talking comics. And
Well, yours
a
is
lot more.
6.7. You said
6.9.
6.9. Yeah, you should have
Yeah.
a good buzz with
So
that.
I'm gonna. This is a 5-pack.
Cool.
Definitely 5-pack. And if I drank it before, well, I'll look up because I have to
What,
look.
you think you drank it before?
I can't tell. Like I said, I want to say the can.
I don't
but
know.
the only reason
you
I
said
grabbed
King. You said King's. King. What's the name of the brewing company?
KCBC. This is like the
Yeah,
third
but
or
what's
fourth.
the full name?
Oh, Kings County Brewing Company.
I swear I heard that before.
I
You
have
had something
this
else.
Is,
from
this
that,
is this is like the third one I've done, from third or fourth one from
okay.
that.
Okay.
They have these cool cans, but like I said, when I saw superhero sidekicks, I had to grab it. I mean, because
Oh, look at the cover. It says it got weed in it. It says what's that? Yeah, look.
What?
Bro, you should got fucking. You got herbals in there, bro.
No,
Look, yeah, look.
No, that's the fucking artichoke.
I know.
man.
I'm
We
just
talked about
fucking
this.
with you.
I still need to figure out why the artichoke is like the emblem for IPAs.
Because of the hops. I don't know.
I don't know. All right, but so just do want to say this is our last live on Brains and Brews. The series is going to continue, and you'll find out why. Maybe hopefully within about a month or so. But this is our last live, and I wanted to make sure it was going to be Marvel Zombies. This one, I know that we're going to be dropping taped episodes from here on out, but I wanted to sit here and discuss this one and drink with you, because you were telling me, dude, you check it out yet? I'm like, no, not yet. And Sherman, or George, my friend who I was visiting this weekend, he's actually the one for my birthday, we went to go do Epcot. And the night before, he's like, "Hey, have you checked out Marvel Zombies?" I'm like, "Man, my brother Ricky keeps telling me." We're gonna do it right now.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Is this the first time you watched it? Oh, okay. You scared me.
So I'm saying no. So
This was before you're saying.
you were telling me to watch it.
Yeah, I got you.
And so then George forced me to watch the first episode because we were at the hotel. Our other halves were asleep, and he and I were still up, drinking and smoking. He's like, "Come on, let's watch it." And then we started it, and I'm like, "Dude, we gotta do Epcot tomorrow." I would stay up the rest of the night.
Good choice.
Thank you,
What's a
P-Rod.
good choice, P-Rod? The beer?
No, I think that doing
Oh,
Marvel Zombies.
P-Rod.
Yeah, no. So he told me about it, and then I watched that first episode, and after I came home that weekend, I sat there and finished the rest of the series. That's when I was messaging you and telling you like, "All right, I need to like this fucking was awesome."
Yo, what up, Brick? Brick Artemis in the house. Yo, what up, son?
Right?
Thanks for showing up, man. Yo, we gotta connect, Brick. Has been a minute, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. on the show. Okay, yeah. This was a good choice. Thank you, P.
Well, like I said, like you know, because
yeah.
Listen, guys, we have enjoyed doing the lives. We don't want you to like I'm by us saying it's the last. We just like I said, we're working on something, and we still want to keep this series because you know, besides Horror Italiano, Brains and Brews. I was actually I'm not even gonna go 1 or 2. Those are our number ones.
Yeah.
Period. We love both of them, so we're gonna continue it. But the next episodes are going to be dropped as a regular episode. Just give me 1 second while he's going. You can read them, and I'm gonna pull up the schedule real quick.
So, all right, Brick. Yeah, we do, bro. Yeah, man, dude. Yeah, definitely, man. We gotta connect, man. We got absolutely. I'm just not the greatest in communications. I'll be honest, but we do. Yeah, he knows.
and I talk to you more probably than anybody else.
P-Rock, I was late, so I didn't hear what type of beer you guys are drinking. All right, so I'll tell you right now, P-Rock. Evil Twin Brewing from New York City. This is our most popular IPA. So my first time trying it. It's pretty good. It's no Two Roads Road to Ruin, but I dig it. What you got, Joe? Again? So P-Rock.
So P-Rock. Mine is from KCBC, Kings County Brewing Company, and it's Superhero Sidekick.
Hazy IPA.
It's hazy IPA.
Doesn't that looks like Krang from Ninja Turtles, bro? Look at that.
I mean, it does. I mean, but like when you think about it, you know, you got the brain. You got the brain.
No, it makes sense.
Maybe not even think about it.
Brains and
brews, man. You got the brain. But you know, Brain and Mr. Masala.
P-Rock. Yo, Brick Artemis with the dope logo too. I peeped that. Good shit, brother. I'm not either. Yeah, that's how I am. I'm an introvert at heart, but yeah, definitely, man. Hit me up. Definitely. Me and Joe got other. We're doing something completely different other than horror stuff. So I think you probably be more interested in that.
Yes.
Well, we will hit you up about that. We will make an announcement soon.
Krang,
I knew P-Rock would. It was like Krang, yo. It was like Krang. I thought when Joe first popped the can on the screen, I thought that shit was Krang. Yeah, they like Krang. What the fuck, Shredder? You has been.
But yeah, so our next episode for Brains and Brews, it'll be like I said, it'll be dropped. It's gonna be going on Tuesday. It's gonna be in July, and that's gonna be Splinter. If you have not watched the episode, that is one of those. If you've been watching this year, we're
experimenting a little bit.
Again, you know, just have a little grace on us. I literally, it's my fault. I typed in zombie movies, and it just listed out a bunch of these. And I'm like, all right, Rick, what do you think about all these? Rick was like, well, I haven't seen that one. But then as more time has gone on, we started realizing, well, some of these kind of aren't. But
Splinter,
however,
yeah, it's okay. But I don't mean the movie, but as far as zombies, but there's other ones that haven't even showed up yet. Joe's gonna be like, "What the fuck did I do?"
It's me. I have a feeling it's gonna be Maniac Cop. I mean, which we'll be taping.
But hey, listen, he's undead. It fits. It's fine. He don't eat people, but he kills people.
All right,
so Joe, take us home, brother.
Well, with that, thank you for joining us. Make sure to hit subscribe, hit the follow. Our medias are available, so you can follow us on there and keep an eye out our schedule. Rick?
Yep. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and for commenting.
Actually, wait, I was going to say something too.
Oh, you said, I thought you meant wanting me to go home.
Rick,
oh.
Rick, I have enjoyed doing the lives.
Joe's nice, yeah.
I have enjoyed doing the Brains and Brews lives.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
we will be doing some lives.
Yeah.
You'll see. However, it has been fun to attempt because we both did say, let's see, trying to do Brains and Brews live, how we feel it went. We did enjoy it. Don't get us wrong. However, with some of the stuff that we're working on, it doesn't fit what we want to work on, but we're still going to continue the series because we actually really fucking love doing the series.
We just
we're
got something.
Both zombie heads.
Yeah, we're just brewing other projects.
We are brewing something that you might like. So yes, make sure to just follow us, and when you go out there and you see some people running out there, don't say hello to them. Don't get motherfucking bit.
These devils be savages, slim than chance with the averages. Sinning on the low like you added slick. Darkness make you disappear like a magic trick. Pull up to the table, come down and sit. These devils try to tie you the crown with it. Now you surrounded by counterfeits, trying to chop you up into 1,000 bits.